Hi everyone, it's Felicia from A Girl and Her Yarn. So I'm back with another pattern review. Just like last time, it's also a knit hat pattern. The pattern is called Gather at the Pyramid by Jai Kong. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Just like with the last pattern, I have never had any interaction with Miss Kong. I don't know her, I have not messaged her at all. I just found her pattern on Ravelry and decided to make it and liked it and wanted to share it with you guys. So let me show you what her pattern makes. So this was the first one that I made. I made it using Lion Brand Yarn Country. It's a 100% acrylic yarn. The colorway is called Nantucket, and Lion Brand actually says it's a super bulky yarn. Miss Kong's pattern is written as a bulky yarn pattern that uses size 11 needles. This is, like I said, super bulky. But I did use size 11s for it. So it does create a rather large hat, at least with my gauge, but it does fit the head nicely, and at least for this one, it's pretty loose, which, you know, so not everyone likes a really super, you know, tight-fitting hats, which is great. So one of the things that I really like about this pattern, I don't know if you can really see it too well in this hat, you can probably see it better in the other two ones that I have, is that these knit stitches kind of snake back and forth and kind of create these like diamond shaped areas in between them, with the top half being purl stitches, which is probably where the pattern's name comes from. I like the fact that you can create these snaking knit stitches here without using a cable needle. I really like the way that cables look, but sometimes it can be kind of cumbersome to always have to use a cable needle to achieve that. But with this, it's just strategic increases and decreases that creates this, which makes it go a lot quicker for people who, like me, knit pretty slowly when cables are involved. Let me show you the next one I made. This was the second one that I made. It's pretty small. I didn't change anything except for the size of needles that I used. And instead of using like super bulky yarn, this is actually considered bulky. This yarn is Buttercream Luxe Craft Twist. It is considered bulky, 100% acrylic, and the colorway is Daisy. So I used size 10 needles for these because I was actually making this at the same time I was making this, and I only have one pair of 11s. So the 11s were kind of occupied. So because it is a little bit smaller, it kind of can fit over my head, but just barely. This is definitely going to be more of a child size. Either way, it still looks pretty good. And then the third one that I made is Serenity Chunky by the Deborah Norville collection. Also 100% acrylic, but really, really soft. And it is considered bulky yarn. I did use size 11s for these, for this hat, which even though they're bulky, you can still see what type of a difference 11s versus 10s make. I should probably cut that little strand off right there. Yeah, it still turned out really nice. It's a little bit tighter than the first one that I made. It still fits really nice. And again, I love the fact that you can create the snaking knits without using a cable and needle. I can't stress that enough, how happy I am that there's a pattern exists that can give you that look without a cable needle. So there is an errata for this pattern. It is on the patterns page on Ravelry. It has not as of yet. Now, this is being filmed at the end of December 2018. It has not yet been moved and transferred into the Ravelry download. I imagine at some point she might do that. I don't know though. But just make sure when you are getting to the decreasing part at the top of the hat that you look back to the Ravelry pattern page for the errata. One thing I probably should have mentioned at the start of this video is that the pattern is free. A pattern that I will probably make a lot more of. It works up very quickly for someone who does not knit quickly. So go check out her pattern. I'll put a link in the description. Happy crafting, happy holidays. A bientôt.